Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really simple but super profound way to understand the Christian gospel. It's a memorable little acronym that helps you see the whole big picture, and it's called the Gospel's Score. So let's just jump right in with a big question. Think about it. Is the gospel just a ticket to heaven? Something you get one time and then you just put it in your back pocket and you're good to go? Or is there something more to it? Is it maybe the foundation for your entire life? Well, the framework we're looking at today says that the gospel isn't just the starting line, it's the whole foundation. It's the bedrock, the solid ground you build everything on for a completely transformed life of what we call discipleship, which is just that ongoing, everyday journey of following Christ. Now, to help us get our heads around this whole thing, we've got this great acronym, SCORE. Each letter stands for a piece of the gospel story that is just absolutely vital. We've got scriptures, Christ, obituary, resurrection, and exaltation. So let's break it down letter by letter. Okay, first up, we have S. And S is for scriptures. This is the ground floor. This is where the whole story is anchored. You see, the idea here isn't that the scriptures are just some ancient, dusty history book. Not at all. They're seen as this living, breathing, prophetic tapestry that was pointing to Jesus' life, his death, and his resurrection way, way before any of it actually happened. And check this out. The Apostle Paul, in this super important passage from 1 Corinthians, he says it twice. He says these things happened in accordance with the scriptures. Why repeat that? Well, he's hammering home a point. This wasn't random. It wasn't an accident. It was the intentional fulfillment of a plan laid out long ago. So what's the big takeaway for us? Well, for a disciple, the scriptures become the roadmap. They're not just about what God did back then. They're our guide for how to navigate life right here, right now. And that leads us perfectly to the next letter, C, for Christ. And he is placed right at the absolute center of the gospel, as he should be. Here's a cool fact. Christ isn't Jesus' last name. I know, right? It's actually a title. It comes from the Greek word Christos, which means anointed one. It's the exact same meaning as Messiah in Hebrew. It's a declaration that Jesus is the one chosen and sent by God to be our Redeemer and our King. And the implication of that is, well, it's huge. Because if Jesus is the Christ, if he is the King, then being his disciple is way more than just, agreeing with his teachings. It means willingly, joyfully submitting to his authority as the rightful ruler over every single part of your life. All right, next in our acronym is O for obituary. And this gets to the profound, sacrificial heart of the entire gospel message, the death of Christ. This might be one of the most central statements in all of Christianity. Just 4 simple words: Christ died for our sins. The whole understanding here is that this wasn't some tragedy. It was a purposeful sacrifice. His death was the payment for the penalty that humanity deserved for its sin. And the verse keeps going. It adds, and was buried. Now, we might just skim past that part, but wait. Why is the burial so important? Because it certified the death. It was the undeniable proof that the penalty was fully paid. No question, no doubt. The debt was settled. Case closed. But we all know the story doesn't end in the tomb, right? Thank goodness. We have to move on to R, for resurrection. This is the triumphant, world-changing cornerstone of the entire Christian faith. Christ being raised on the 3rd day, this is the ultimate game changer. It's the validation of everything he ever said, everything he ever claimed to be. It was the final, definitive victory over sin and over death itself. So what does that mean for you and me today? It means everything. The resurrection is the source of all of our hope. It's the promise of a new kind of life right now, and it's the guarantee of a future that is totally secure from death. It gives us this incredible confidence. And that brings us to our final letter, E, for exaltation. This is the glorious, ongoing conclusion to the entire story.
the exclamation point, if you will.
So, exaltation means that after his resurrection, Christ ascended into heaven, and right now he is seated at the right hand of God. Now, that's a position of supreme, ultimate authority. It means his work on earth is finished, and he is now actively reigning as the sovereign king over everything.
And that right there is our call to action. I mean, think about it. The belief that you serve a victorious, living, reigning king, that has to change everything. It fills your life with a deep sense of purpose, and yeah, a sense of urgency to live your life in a way that reflects his authority.
So let's bring it all together. Let's run through the score one more time. S. The scriptures, they give us the roadmap for life. C. Christ, our King, calls for our submission. O. The obituary, his death, shows the penalty for sin is paid in full. R. The resurrection, which gives us incredible hope and new life. And E. His exaltation, which inspires us to live with purpose. See how it all connects? Each part builds on the last. It's a complete, powerful picture of the gospel. Ultimately, what the SCORE framework really drives home is that the gospel isn't just a one-and-done event. It's not a small message about one part of your life. It is a dynamic, living, transformative truth that is meant to shape every single aspect of a disciple's life. And so that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. And it kind of shifts the focus from just learning the stuff to actually doing something with it. Now that you understand the full score of the gospel, who will you share this with?